Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Bullet Motorsports. Today I'm going to show you a beautiful 1970 Pontiac Firebird. This is not your typical pro touring car, so when someone says pro touring, everybody's like, oh, they just put suspension and wheels on it. This thing is unbelievable. So when we lift it up later on in this video, you're going to be able to see the pan hard bar and all of the intricacies of this suspension. I want you to take a look at this magazine, and you're going to see that this actually was a cover car in 2008. It was originally white, and it was powered by a Pontiac motor. But now it's powered by a Luchovich 632 big block, which I'll show you shortly after we do a nice walk around of this car. So I want you to take note of all the paint on the front of the nose and see that the stripes along with the Firebird are actually painted on and they're cleared. So there's you can't feel a difference in texture. It's got a nice set of hood hinges from Hotchkiss. And I'm going to show you this big block. It's really big. The suspension, or all the roll cage rolls through this all the way to the front cradle, so it's nice and stiff. That is a Luchovich big block with AFR heads. It did 853 horsepower on pump gas. Take a look at it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Wilwood master cylinder, vacuum assisted, and then it's running to bare brakes with 13-inch calipers. Let's walk to the side of the vehicle so you can see how nice this paint is. The stripe does flow on the roof throughout the trunk, but it doesn't actually get cut. So they set it up in 3 separate sections, which I really love. All of the doors are hung correctly, so they're not hanging down. You can open it up; it doesn't have an issue. Closed properly. It has a beautiful cage that can be removed on this corner, so if you need to get in there and you don't want to jump over a cage, you can. It has a custom Alpine sound system, so there's 1 subwoofer in the rear and 6 drivers. Suede steering wheel, race steering wheel. It has, what is it? I think these are 18 by 12 CCWs with Mickey Thompson ET Streets, so they had to actually tug the vehicle for these wheels to fit. Disc brakes on all 4 corners. All the chrome is in excellent condition. It has a fuel cell in the trunk, and all of the bright work looks great. Take a look from this angle right here, you'll be able to see how nice this body is. I mean, there was no expense spared. So I'm going to lift it up right now. As we take a look at the underside of this Firebird, I want you to take notice of the suspension. So this car runs 9s in a 1/4 mile, and it actually takes corners like it's on rails. It's got a custom panhard bar along with a 4-link, and then it also has bearings set in place for the leaf springs. So what happens is when you actually launch it, it's going to slide back, and it's actually going to let the tires hook. You've got your fuel cell in here. You've got bare brakes with slotted and drilled calipers. The exhaust. Let's go to the rear end. The rear end is a 9-inch with it's basically a strange rear end with a Detroit locker and 350 gears. It's mated to a chromoly drive shaft with a loop. You got yourself a 3-inch oval exhaust, which is unbelievable. Sounds unreal. We'll start it up after we get this car back down. And then on the corners, we've got ourselves more stiffening bars that run all the way to the front of this vehicle. When you look right here, you're going to see the gear vendor's overdrive mated to the reverse valve body turbo 400 transmission. This transmission lays power down with a TCI 10-inch torque converter, so that allows you to launch this car hard from the beginning. What's cool about this setup on this car is essentially you've got yourself a 4-speed with a gear vendor's selectable overdrive. So you flip the switches and it makes this a 6-speed transmission, so you can drive on the highway and continue on. You got a really nice oil pan or tranny pan with cooling fins, and then a beautiful aluminum Moroso pan. This motor still has break-in oil from it, so it's under 250 miles since they put this actual motor in here. This car was sat in a body shop for about 1.5 years before it was sent over to Florida. They just took their time to paint it. You've got yourself a really thick sway bar up front, tubular control arms top to bottom. All the bushings are in excellent shape. You've got a lot of adjustability here, so if you wanted to set it up for a specific event, you can. And then you can take a look right here. The engine is super clean. Billet pulleys and billet pulleys up front. Overall, extremely nice. Big aluminum radiator. And then that front dam, when you go back, you're going to see that the paint does flow well. It flows through very nicely. I'm going to put it down now. We're going to start it up. All right, so we're going to fire this up right now. I'm looking at a set of beautiful autometer gauges. You turn the ignition on, and then you're going to turn on your electric fuel pump. Then you're just going to click it one time on the throttle so that that Holley Dominator 1250 carb can get some fuel, and then onto the rear of it. If you have any further questions about this Firebird, please give us a call at 954-363-2261. Have a great day.